Studio 61, powered by Vantage TV by Frontier.
February is National Heart Month and African American History Month, so today we're going to ask this pharmacist specifically about African Americans and heart health. I have with me here in Studio 61 Dr. Michael White from the UConn School of Pharmacy, as he's here every Tuesday, just to find out more about the state of heart health in the African American community. Good to see you. So what do we have?
So, general heart health is pretty good, but there's some potential issues. One is that the risk of hypertension, the risk of obesity is higher in the African American community, and that increases the risk for diabetes, which is also higher. Now, the risk of hypertension is actually the highest out of any of the groups that we have in the country, so that's a potential cause for concern.
So what can we do to sort of mitigate that, ameliorate it, and just prevent heart attack, stroke, all that sort of thing?
Yeah, so the big risk that you have when you have, hypertension, obesity, and diabetes is that it increases the risks of having strokes, of having heart attacks, of having heart failure, and then obesity by itself putting extra weight and strain on the joints that you have in your body. So, what kind of things can people do to reduce it? Some of it is outside of their control because there are some genetic reasons that the hypertension is a bigger issue, but there's also a lifestyle component that you actually do have control over. So one of them is eating and your diet plan. Yeah. Helping to control obesity can also decrease your blood pressure, and it can help your blood sugars as well, helping to prevent diabetes. The second is awareness that you have hypertension. So knowing that that you're more likely to be able to develop hypertension, keeping a closer watch on your blood pressure so that when it starts to go up, you don't have many years of damage that's accumulating due to higher blood pressure before you end up getting into the system and getting therapies that can help to treat it. So knowing what it is, and then when you get diagnosed, being okay with taking those therapies over the long term. People don't like to take their medication. No. It doesn't matter who you are. Yeah. But one of the big things that you can do is make sure that your African American patients understand the risks so that they can get in earlier, but also make sure that they're a part of the solution, so they're listening to all of the choices that they have and that they're an active participant in making the choice for what therapy is going to work best for them. There are, a number of reasons why obesity can be higher. Some is socioeconomic. Mm-hmm. Socioeconomic because, if your income doesn't allow you to be able to buy certain types of food and less type of food is less expensive, maybe you're put into, that category. Yeah. And some is cultural. You eat what it was that your parents ate and they ate what their grandparents ate because that's what your comfort food ended up becoming. So if you see your diet and you look at it and you know that it's higher salt, that it is higher in calories, that it's lower in fiber, starting to make small changes in those diets over the course of time so you can turn the tide without radically changing what you're eating can be another important step. The other thing with heart health is that in the area of heart failure, we're starting to get some really good data and studies that have been done only in the African American population that have shown that certain therapies work particularly well in them. So in heart failure, everyone starts out on an ACE inhibitor like lisinopril, everyone is on a beta blocker like carvedilol, but after that, they have a study that shows that in African American patients, they do much better if they're given this two-drug combination with hydralazine and isosorbide dinitrate than if they were given other options. And we're starting to get more studies like this to be able to personalize therapy for that African American population.
There you go. There's a little bit of good news going forward that you probably didn't know. Thank you so much for the knowledge. Good to see you again. As always, Ask the Pharmacist at fox61.com is where you can go if you want to get your question answered by the pharmacist. Now, coming up, we're going to speak with